So today we are going to discuss load balancing technique in wireless sensor network. The basic outline is introduction, the basic definition of load balancing, why do we need load balancing, the techniques, conclusion and references. So at first we understand the basic of wireless sensor network. So wireless sensor network is made up of tiny sensor nodes and the base station. The basic functionality of the sensor node is to send sensed information. By sensed information, it can simply be implied as a thermal, optic, acoustic or thermal accelerated events. These information are used to send to the base station after they are analyzed and processed in the sensor node, and then in the base station they perform the specified functionality. This is the basic block diagram of wireless sensor network. So the application of sensing, why do we need the sensor network? Because it is very useful in monitoring environmental conditions like volcanic eruptions, because it can sense the um, thermal data. And in medical diagnostic also it is very useful, as tiny sensors can be ingested or administered to monitor the organs. It is also very useful in military applications. So the basic primary objective of sensor node is to sense the event while processing and analyzing the raw data. Here we sum this up to a definition of wireless sensor network. A wireless sensor network can be defined as a network of devices that can communicate the information gathered from a monitored field through wireless links. The data is forwarded through multiple nodes, and with a gateway, the data is connected to other networks like wireless Ethernet. So the basic concept of load balancing is that we are distributing the traffic across all the servers or nodes, so that any one server or node should not bear a lot of pressure or demand. So by spreading evenly, we are improving the performance, the responsiveness of the application or of the network. And modern problems, they definitely require load balancer as the solution. Also nowadays load balancers have this additional capacity to integrate security into their applications, and thus they are enhanced. So why do we require load balancing in wireless sensor network? As we all know, wireless sensor network is an important area of research and development. So, but in this sensor network, it is not important that sensors are deployed uniformly, because there is a constraint. There is an energy constraint which are through which the sensors are bound. Hence, management of the life of the network is very crucial, and hence the load balancing comes to play. Here the load balancing does not involve only equally distributing the load, but it focuses on the main it focuses on to strategize that how to balance the load depending on the status and how to efficiently balance it. So the load balancing techniques are as follows: cluster based methods, protocol based methods, algorithm based methods. So cluster based methods. Here information collection is one of the main problem in wireless sensor network. Sensing the data is not the major problem, but how it is sensed, how efficiently it is sensed is the main thing. So here we have three phases in cluster communication protocol. First is the initialization phase, second is the clustering phase, and third is the transmission phase. So first phase, initialization, where all the nodes will communicate with each other and they will form layers depending on the distance from the base station. According to the distance, they form layers. The second phase is again subdivided into cluster head selection, where the head of the cluster is selected, cluster formation, and TDMA schedule. Two factors are considered very important here, which are the number of nodes and the position of the cluster head. Cluster phase will start with cluster head and then the cluster formation. Due to more and more cluster formation, there could be intra-cluster collision, and to reduce it, TDMA schedule is used. The third phase is the transmission phase, where the data is transmitted, and then it again goes to the initialization phase for other cluster nodes. Clustering. So in this approach, we are assuming that we have a heterogeneous network of sensor nodes, and this heterogeneous network is having different processing power and energy levels. So here three key parameters are taken into consideration: initial energy, threshold value, and location. After the cluster formation, before which there are many steps. So the deployed nodes which are having high initial energy and processing powers, that nodes are selected, and cluster head is selected according to the location. So each cluster head defines its communication range in terms of power level to form the cluster. There are some nodes with similar energy which are asked to sleep, and the information of these nodes are mainly maintained by the cluster head. The cluster head then sends the request to the heads of the nodes to become the cluster members, and this process is repeated to all the cluster heads. So after the cluster formation, the data which is being analyzed by the cluster members is sent to the base station. So the base station communication can be direct or can be done with using intermediate nodes. So this process has four phases: initialization, steady state, final, cluster reconfiguration. Now we come to protocol based methods. SLP protocol implementation using pseudo-link, which is the first point. This is a network. We have three layers, which is the sensor layer, cluster head layer, and pseudo-link layer. So here the major thing is that the sensor layer will sense the data and it will then forward it to the cluster heads. Here we have the data rate taken into consideration. According to the data rate, if the data rate is lesser than the threshold value, then the data is directly sent to the pseudo-sync layer. So load balancing using leech protocol. Wireless sensor network are kind of as per need network. So we have this leech protocol in which the sensor sends the data, and this data is aggregated, but here we have a problem to define the cluster head because this is a random selection. So a new method is introduced. So we replace the head of the cluster to the node which loses its energy. Like we can replace the head. So here the threshold value is considered, and the threshold value, according to this value, the alternate node is replaced. Multipath routing. So we have direct diffusion is a data-centric routing protocol based on purely local interaction. There are local interaction between individual network nodes. So it can easily match the requirements. Multipath routing can easily match the requirements of application which has largely distributed sensor network. The basic concept here is that rather than sending the load through a single path, we are dividing the path so that the load is distributed, and hence it would reduce the pressure on a single sensor node. Algorithm based methods. So energy efficient load balancing algorithm. Here, only those nodes which have a residual energy above the threshold can take part. Other nodes which have low energy than the threshold are discarded. So here only higher opportunity is given to the nodes with higher residual energy. Geographical load balancing algorithm. So according to the geography we are balancing here. So but here we encounter a problem which is of congestion and collision. So we apply a routing which is geographical load balanced routing, and which is a viable solution to the challenges of the geographic routing. So here we have two approaches. First, it defines the parameters based on the communication overhead, and next it is using greedy algorithm, but it is not forwarding it according to the distance between the next hop and the destination, but it also considers the overhead of the node. If the load of the node is high, then it looks for an alternate option for packet forwarding. Optimized hybrid ant colony and greedy algorithm. Here we have a diagram which would be easy to understand. So when this algorithm starts, there are n number of nodes and each node has a particular threshold value. So here we are applying a greedy algorithm. So according to the current energy utilization, this greedy algorithm routes the load to the nodes, and when new traffic is arriving, then it has ant colony algorithm which will shift the traffic on the basis of greedy algorithm. So here we come to a conclusion. Wireless sensor network, which is very important, and it is energy constrained network. So with the help of load balancing, it could be easy to increase the lifetime of the network significantly. Also, the performance is improved and managed. Load balancing techniques, these are very crucial, and it has to be applied very in a concise manner so that we could get precise results, and these results could be used in various applications. Thank you.